My name is Chris. I'm one of the administrators for SocialBC.ca. Happy to be here today. What I'm going to do is a small tutorial on how to embed your posts into a web page or your timeline into a web page. So you can see here, and I'm going to post this link on the SocialBC .ca about page, so you'll be able to find that there. But I thought some people like to see it in written form, some people like to see it in a video like this on YouTube. So we'll just dive right in. We very often you want to be able to embed a post, or just make a post that you have made or someone else has made visible on a web page. And now, so these posts are obviously public. When Twitter started to go through its changes, and Facebook and Instagram, Meta, are the same. You can no longer reliably see or share posts publicly from those platforms. So Mastodon is different. It's a public first platform. So as long as the post itself is public, which you can always see down at the bottom, if it's got the little world icon, that means it's public. Other types, I'll just show you here. So if I go to my page here and I have the post screen here, you can see there's the public. There's quiet public, which is fewer algorithmic fanfares. Just means that it's not necessarily in the Explore area. Followers is just to your own followers, and then specific people, which is sort of like direct messaging. It's not as separated in the interface as it is in Twitter, but these are essentially private. Right, so specific people, that's a private post. So the other three, you should be able to post and embed on a web page. Specific people you cannot, so it won't show up on your web page. So that's the first sort of angle here. So if we look at how to, so there's two ways that you want to embed it, right? Either a single post, so one single post that you want to share and make visible on another web page, maybe a blog, or an article of some kind. So you can do that. So that's by far the easiest thing to do. It's built into the interface. So if I go to any of my previous posts here, I'll just go to my profile and go to posts. So say I wanted to take, that one's already in there. So say I wanted to take this one. So this is has all of the links to the different hashtags and things. If I wanted to embed that, it's very easy. I go to the three little dots on the side and I click on Get Embed Code, and that is the code that I want to insert into my web page. So whether you're building a web page, a web page from scratch with HTML, or you're using a content management system like WordPress or Drupal or something like that, you're going to have the ability to take this code, which is quite large. It is the reason it's so large is because it has a lot of information for the display of it, to make sure that it's consistent across Mastodon. But it's all very standards based, so you shouldn't have any trouble using this code. I would recommend definitely to use the copy to clipboard button there. So that's the button that we want to use to get the code in its entirety. And you can be sure then that it'll show up. So I'm just going to show you here. If I open up, let me just open up a window here on another screen. Here's the actual web page in its code, right? That I have here. So this is the same web page. And all I need to do is take that code from the clipboard. So again, I'll just copy it here just to make sure. And then wherever I would want it, I would post it on and paste it into my HTML editor. So there's all of the code. Like I said, it's very large, but it doesn't matter as far as HTML is concerned, or your web page, or whether you're on a WordPress blog or anything like that. You shouldn't have any trouble pasting that in. So if you're on a WordPress or Drupal kind of blog situation, you'll probably want to look for a custom HTML widget or block, and you would add that HTML into it. And what that produces is this single post. So this is your single post. It will just take whatever it was that you selected in your whatever post you selected in your timeline, and it posts it there. There's some basic configurations here. So there's borders in here, there's margins in here, there's maximum widths in here, minimum width, and there's overflow. So there's a few styles in here that you can play with. You could play with the background potentially, if you wanted to, the color. So lots of, gives you a little bit of ability to change that, but just beware if you do change any of that, it might not look as put together as what we see here. So just change those with some caution and test it. But there it is. So that's super easy. So again, you just go to the page or the post that you want. Click on the three dots and you say get embed code. Easy. For embedding it into a web page for a full timeline, so to embed a running feed of your profile, it's a little bit more involved, only because it's not something that Mastodon itself provides. So there isn't a built-in tool like there is for just posting a single post. Creating a timeline or a feed will depend a little bit more on what platform you're using. So if you are on WordPress, or if you are on Drupal or one of the other plugin based content management systems, then there will likely be a plugin specifically for Mastodon. There's a number available. You can just search in the plugin fields in WordPress, for example, type in Mastodon feed or Mastodon timeline, and a number of plugins will appear, and you should be able to give it the right information, and off it will go. If you don't want to use that, you can also just use the same kind of technique as you do with the post, and that's just creating a custom HTML block, or just pasting in the HTML. So what you'll need to do is there's a few different services out there that will take a feed and allow you to create custom HTML so that you can paste it into your website. This is a great little GitHub here, and it's got some nice links to the various services. I use Mastofeed, which is a super simple little website. It just gives you the basic information. So say I wanted it from socialbc.ca, and then Chris is the name. I can set the width and the height, that's fine. I can scale it if I want, and then I can set a theme, either a dark or a light, or it would be based on whatever the user is using. And then there's three options here, and these are very common. So you'll have the option either to show or not show the header. What the header is this user profile here. So this feed on the right is a feed with the header, and the feed on the feed on the left is the feed with the header, and the feed on the right here is without a header. So these are the same settings, the same feed. The only difference is one has the header and one does not. So you can make that choice here, whether to have the header or not. And then you can usually choose whether you want to include replies in that feed. So potentially it will be just the things that you post, so new posts that you make, with no replies that you make to other people, assuming they're public, of course. And the other one is hiding boosts. So you can either include the boosts that you make on your feed, so that people come to the feed on your website will see them, or you can hide the boosts so that they only see new content that you have posted. So whatever you choose, you just hit the generate. Again, it'll create a chunk of code here, and you'll be able to see that down on the bottom. So here is the code that I used from Mastodon to put in my feed on the website. So again, you just copy and paste it from this. It gives you a little preview of what it's going to look like. If I take off the header, you'll see that it will change, right? Right now it's hiding the replies and the boost. So if I take that off, it should show, see if it'll show a reply. Oh, yeah, there we go. So they're just updated. So you can see there's a reply I made. This is a boost I did. There's a new post. So you can see that it's changed there. So yeah, so you just take that code and then you can paste it either, like I said, inside of your HTML page, or if you are using WordPress or Drupal or one of the other content managers, then you would use a custom HTML block or widget and paste the code into there. So super simple. And like I said, these are public. As long as the posts themselves are public, they will show up, and anybody can view this page. Don't have to have an account on Mastodon or on SocialBC to be able to see them. So anybody in the public can see these posts, and if you're a government or an organization that wants to make sure that you're visible to everyone, then this is a great way to make sure that your feed is being shown to everybody. Okay, that's all. I think I'll stop there, and we'll probably do some more tutorials like this in the future. Okay, thanks.